Do we have to talk about this right now? I don't want to think about these animes again, please. Don't make me think about these animes again. Okay, you could do this. You could do this. Just one more worst of list, and we never have to talk about these ever again. Okay. 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 Hey guys, the Black Critic Guy here with the 4th top 10 list, even though this isn't necessarily a top 10 list because there's only 7 of them in this video, but still, I'm gonna be talking about the 7 worst animes I saw in 2014. If you thought the top 10 worst films of 2014 was a pain to talk about, holy shit! Now granted, I was very fortunate that I mostly saw great to decent anime in 2014. I mean, come on, I only came up with 7 choices on this list. But these 7 animes... oh. You know, with a shitty movie, you only have to put up with it for like an hour and 30 minutes to 2 hours, and then you're done. You don't have to see it again if you don't want to. You don't even have to think about it if you don't want to. But with an anime series, it could go on for like 12 to 24 episodes, each one being at least a half hour long. Could you imagine sitting through that? Sitting through an anime that is just getting worse and worse by each episode. You would think that because it is a series, they have the opportunity to, you know, get better with each episode, but it just continuously stays dull or stays bad or gets even worse. And now, I get the prestigious honor of having to remember these terrible animes for you all today. Can't you tell I'm super excited? Now before I begin this list, believe it or not, I actually have one dishonorable mention. The only reason that this anime didn't make it onto the top 7 list is because I didn't watch this anime in 2014, but the memories of the anime still resonates within my conscience, and it'll forever be there, and it will haunt me to the day that I die. And what anime is that? Green. You know what? I am such a fucking asshole. Like, I'm trying to forget about this anime, and here I am talking about this god-awful, terrible anime. But it's the truth. Even though I didn't see a single clip of Green this year, I still remember every awkward moment, every nerve-wrenching scene, the terribleness of those 3 douchebags, the blindness of the main character, the animation. Oh, the flashbacks. Oh. So yeah, I may not have seen it in 2014, but it still pisses me the fuck off, and it is still a terrible anime. Shooting its way into the number 7 spot is Gunslinger Girl Season 1. Now, Gunslinger Girl is the only anime this year to be featured on both the worst of list and best of list, and I will explain that in more detail tomorrow in my best of list. You would think that an anime that follows a bunch of young girls that wield big ass guns would be at the very least entertaining, but Gunslinger Girl Season 1 comes off to be a very dull affair with very little action thrown into it and subpar animation. And the anime tries to be much deeper and philosophical than it actually is, with the whole morality of whether or not what they're doing was right or wrong, and whether or not these girls are still actually little girls or just complete cyborgs with no emotion. It just didn't work for me. At the end of the day, if I'm being completely honest, all I really wanted to see from Gunslinger Girl Season 1 was some badass, high-octane action scenes and some bonding moments between not only the girls, but also their fratellos. I did not get that. Now, my number 6 choice got me a lot of hate. People were so mad that I did not like this anime, and that was Oregaru. Now, I will say this about the anime. The main character is very interesting in the fact that he is vastly different from his contemporaries, but that doesn't make him a great character. He came off as so pessimistic and unlikable that I could not attach myself to the character, and the whole pessimistic vibe that I got from the anime just does not appeal to me. I am a positive, optimistic guy by nature, so pessimistic animes, pessimistic anything don't appeal to me. And I am not gonna give an anime a positive review just because everybody else around me liked it. That would go against my credibility and my integrity, because basically I'm just sucking up to what everybody else wants and not being true to myself. A good grade for me is something that is not deserved, it is earned. And Oreguru just did not earn one, in my honest opinion. And the hate comments roll in. My number 5 choice. Corpse Party. This anime basically throws shocking imagery after shocking imagery in your face just to hide the fact that it does not have a compelling story to tell or interesting characters at all. It is just window dressing. And as I think back to it now, I really didn't give a shit about any of the characters in this OVA. I mean, characters would die left to right, and I'd be like, I guess he's dead now. Oh no, that's so sad. I really cared about that guy. What was his name again? There's no development, thus there's no investment in any of the characters and the dilemmas that they face. Now, this OVA series was based on a game, so I would really recommend you play the game rather than watching the OVA series. I feel like the game would do the story more justice than the OVA did. Melodrama in all the worst ways is my number 4 choice, Myself, Yourself. The anime tries to be emotional and dramatic, but fails to pull in audience interest. Just like many of the animes on this list, Myself, Yourself is just incredibly dull. Like, I had to force myself to sit and watch this anime, and as I mentioned in my review, it felt like a chore. Like, I had to sit down and focus on this anime even though I really didn't want to. And I was just like this, I was like, yeah, I'm watching it. There are much better drama animes out there that you can watch. Just skip Myself, Yourself. It's a complete waste of time. My number 3 choice had the decency to be incredibly short, but it doesn't change the fact that it is still a piece of shit. And that is Mars of Destruction. This anime tried so hard to be epic like Evangelion, and it did turn out to be epic, an epic failure. I mean, my god, this OVA. And yes, it was nice of it to be really, really short, so I didn't have to sit through the excruciating dialogue, weak characters, and extremely terrible animation that made Green look like Puelai Magi Modica Magica. But at the same time, it works against the OVA because it couldn't flesh out its characters, flesh out its story, and flesh out its concept, which was really interesting. It really could have worked if it had a better storyteller and more time to really expand on the idea. But instead, we got a half-assed, rushed OVA that turned out to be a pile of shit. Oh god, the next 2. I don't have my gun. I can't end the pain. I can't end the pain. I can do it. Okay, let's go. Number 2. Kiss Exes. This is an example of everything I hate about anime. From the incest to the excessive fan service, the fetishization of all of the characters. You got fucking Captain Fuckface, Tweedle want the D and Tweedle want to come, just trying to fuck their brother. It's excruciating. Besides that really catchy ending theme that I absolutely adore, which I know is kind of like hypocritical because it does focus on the 2 girls talking about their steady boy And the one likable character, the teacher character, I did like her in the anime. I can find very little to like about this anime. Very little. I mean, just the awkward moments between the sisters and their brother, and that whole bullshit excuse about how them being like half brother, or not even half, they're like stepbrother and stepsisters. So they're not really related, but they're still family. They're still family, man. Just a line that you don't cross. Kiss Exes crossed that line, scratched it out, drew like a heart all over it, put a penis in the middle of it, and said, "Here you go. This is what the anime has to offer." I couldn't bear to watch it, guys. I'm done. I don't want to talk about this. If you want to really hear me go into great detail about how much I hate this anime, just watch my review. It's right here. Click this link. It'll go straight to the review, because I'm not talking about it. Let's move on to number 1 now. Okay, at this point, we all know what number 1 is. There's no point in having to pretend like, oh, guess what number 1 is? Let's not beat around the bush, because if it wasn't gonna be Kiss Exes, then it was definitely going to be Pupa. This anime, when I saw it, I was done. I was completely done. I had it with Bullshit Month. I was so fucking pissed. This was the bottom of the barrel in every sense of the word. This anime had nothing to offer. Nothing. There was not a single thing in the entire series that it had to offer. 12 episodes, each being 5 minutes, a complete waste of time. That's all I gotta say. I don't want to talk about it. Just like Kiss Exes, it's something I don't want to think about. It's something I don't want to remember. If you want to hear me go into depth, I have my review right here. You can go check it out for yourself. And I go into a lot of angry tirades in that review. And still, even though I really hate Pupa, it does not beat Green Green. Green Green's still worse. It is still worse. But for this year, 2014, Pupa was the worst anime that I saw. Oh, I'm done. I made it. Oh, I made it. Oh God, it feels so good to get that out of the way. So anyway, guys, that was my list of the top 7 worst animes I saw in 2014. And I would love to know what you guys thought about my list. Did you agree with it? Did you disagree with it? Are you mad that I put Oreguru on the list? And did you feel like I left any animes out? And let me know what was the worst anime you saw in 2014. Comment below. Let me know. And stay tuned tomorrow, New Year's Eve, for the final video, not only of the month, not only the final top 10 list, but also the final video of the year and my 400th video. I'm so excited, guys. I cannot wait. So until that video comes, guys, if you would like to be a part of the Black Critic crew and not miss out on a single top 10 rant video, review, or what have you, please hit that subscribe button below. Like this video if you really enjoyed it. Oh, it feels so good. I'm Tony Waller II, the Black Critic Guy, feeling fantastic here on the beautiful island of Guam, and I'll see you all later. Peace, YouTube.